I can't tell you how good it is to be back. To be sitting watching this on YouTube last week was emotional for me. I was like in Bradley Cooper, but not Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar going, no!
I haven't seen it.
Interstellar?
Yeah.
It's a pretty smart show.
Yeah, love it.
But it's wonderful to be here with you, Marnie. Hello to our beautiful audience as they roll in. Beck is with us again. People love Beck, and we love Beck. She's wearing a Amazon Prime hat, but instead of Amazon, it says anxiety.
I feel like also I've dressed like a little boy out on an adventure today.
It's our little boy Beck.
Hello, it's a little boy. Dad's gone. The little boy's here.
As people filter in and get in here, folks. I missed you all. I'm so happy to be back on beautiful Wednesday night. Marnie, you were taking us through your favourite films, and you were saying Billy Elliot is one of the best films. Your shot looks atrocious, Beck.
I know. I just saw it and I was all scrunkled over too.
Scrunkled over.
But I'm going to move.
What's that little boy doing in the corner? Scrunkled over.
You don't look like it. It's got gremlin energy.
It does have
gremlin energy.
I don't know.
Oh my God, get in the shot, babe.
I'm fixing it.
But you were saying Billy Elliot. What is the top 5 dance films ever made? And I want the comments to help me doing this while we're doing it.
Okay. Step Up.
Step Up.
Step Up. Oh, Honey. But I haven't seen it in a long time. And I don't know if Honey would hold up.
Honey sucks. Step Up sucks.
What?
They're I don't want to start too hard, but they're not in my top 5 dance films.
I'm just gonna fucking.
No, Marnie, no.
Okay. Well, number one is Billy Elliot.
Billy Elliot is a great film.
Billy Elliot's a fantastic film.
As a number one, though.
Yeah. Well, I haven't. I mean, I'm doing this list off the fly, but yes, Billy Elliot.
We're getting good feedback on the bounce on your hair.
The bounce in my hair.
Bounce that hair.
Sorry, I wish I kind of did do that. Thank you so much. That's so lovely.
It does have volume.
Oh my God, keep going.
Center stage.
Yeah, I was going to put center stage in there.
Okay, all right.
I would say center stage number one.
We've got off on a really bad foot now.
What's the one? You know the lady from 10 Things I Hate About You, and
that's terrible.
And then it's called Save the Last Dance, and she's a ballet dancer.
Bad.
And then she goes to a sort of urban ghetto school.
Yes.
And then she takes the dancing of that community and auditions for ballet school with hip hop dancing and gets in.
But it's not even hip hop dancing. It's literally just like.
My favourite move from her in that is this. She goes like this. She goes.
Yeah, she does. She does.
So bad.
Yeah, she pops and locks.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Thank you, Beck, for setting up the lights. You're doing a fantastic job.
I'm not happy with it.
For some reason, I've got the dance from Shark Tank in my head, even though I know that's not a dance film.
They can't dance. They got no legs.
Working at the car wash.
Oh yeah. What about if we talk Happy Feet?
No.
Not Happy Feet's not a great dance film.
It's a good film. It's not top 5 dance films.
What about we said center stage, Billy Elliot. Okay, I'll put Honey in.
No, Step Up above Honey.
Step Up above Honey, because you'll drown. Footloose.
Oh yeah, Footloose can be in there.
Once.
I don't know what Once is.
That's a beautiful dance film. There's no dancing. It's just a musical. So.
Yeah, because if you go stray into musical territory, we're going very differently.
Yeah. Bootmen.
I don't know.
Oh, Bootmen's great. I watched a lot of Bootmen as a boy.
Bootmen
is it's essentially the unofficial telling of the Tap Dogs. You know Tap Dogs?
Sorry.
Oh my God. How old are you?
I'm almost going to be 30.
Yeah, but so were you 6 when the Olympics were on?
Must have been.
The 2000 Olympics, I mean.
I was 5.
Holy guacamole. So the Tap Dogs is the story, Bootmen is the story of Tap Dogs. And who's that handsome boy from the 2000s? And he moved to England. He's in Coyote Ugly.
Oh, Shane?
and his brother's Sam Worthington, but they invent Tap Dogs because they work in Newcastle on the steel, and then they turn their Blundstones into tap shoes.
That's cool. That sounds great.
Yeah, Bootmen, but it's also sexy.
It
sounds sexy.
Strictly Ballroom.
Oh yeah, okay, that can be quite high up there.
Strictly Ballroom. Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. Okay, Dirty Dancing's in my top 3 for sure.
Dirty Dancing is a movie. Good. Dirty Dancing, the musical that was staged in Australia. Big shits.
I haven't even heard of it.
Big shits.
Big shits. Mark Bonanno. Shane is great in that film, and people are saying, everyone's just streaming in here ready to rock. Best film of all time from people. I just want to hear that now. It's expanding out from dance.
Oh, well, I really struggle because like Lord of the Rings are my favourite films, but obviously that's a trilogy. That's not a singular film. And if I was have to pick my favourite Lord of the Rings, it would probably be Two Towers.
Gun to your head. Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White?
Oh, Grey smokes so much weed and he's so funny.
Yeah, Gandalf the Grey was
Gandalf
on here.
Grey, you'd hang with Gandalf the Grey, he'd be good hang.
Yeah.
He would be such a good hang.
Gandalf the White, you'd be like, I don't know. I feel like he'd be iffy.
I just don't want to be judged. I just don't want to
Yeah.
be. I just feel like he's a bit too. And he's. I mean, I understand why, and the more I age, I understand why. But he's so mean to Pippin.
Gandalf the White.
Yeah, it's not his fault that he keeps ruining all of their endeavors. He just moves the plot along. We would be stuck way back without Pippin, like fucking alerting the orcs to where they are.
I've got a weird favourite film. It's called Spotlight.
Okay,
That's a great film.
Yeah, but it's weird to be a favourite
About
film.
journalism?
Yeah.
cool.
The Catholic Church. It's not. But also Matrix is also very good. A lot of people saying Matrix. Got a lot of Matrix. A lot of people say Social Network.
Really? Oh, my dad loves The Social Network.
It's a really
Very clever film.
Good
it's a
soundtrack.
really well written Aaron Sorkin. Aaron Sorkin's great to just sit and put Sorkins on in the background, and they're a good listen.
You know what I think's underrated?
What?
Tangled.
Tangled?
The Scottish Pixar.
No, Rapunzel.
No,
Yeah.
but Brave is also
You're thinking
good.
about
Brave.
Brave.
But
Oh,
agree.
because you like gingers.
Yeah.
But I agree.
Tangled is so good.
It is lovely.
Yeah, and I
it
feel like
looks
whenever
nice.
you're like, oh, I really need to watch a Disney film, people forget the Tangled's right there.
Shall we crack into some football?
Jump in.
Someone just mentioned The Room. Do you know when we were touring last year, we were in security and Tommy Wiseau was just in the line with us. He's like, hey, isn't that cool?
That is cool.
He's made The Room. Have you been to The Room before? Room screening at Cinema Nova. Best film experience you'll ever have.
Really? I love going to the to the pictures.
We should
You're so young,
laugh
but
at
yet
me.
so old.
we should all go and see The Room one night.
Okay.
I would love to throw some spoons.
Little
Yeah.
the footy family outing.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit out of control. Like people go there to be funny now.
Oh.
But we got to maybe do our own screening or something like that. That would be nice downstairs.
Could do.
All right, folks. I want to see from the comments. We won't start until I know you're ready to rock. So just write whatever you want. Say Pog. I just want the comments to go off, and then when that happens, I'll start. And in the
I'm
meantime,
all just going to sit here quietly watching.
bring it on.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that's a
so cool.
cheerleader, not a dance film.
But it's the best cheerleading film.
Yeah, name
'Cause it's
two
the
others.
only one.
I love
Bring it on
one of my favorite series of all time is definitely Cheer. I think that's such a good series.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's sad.
Yes, gets sad, but
Gets
they
sad.
handle it well, I think. Greg
did.
Whiteley is an incredible
Sounds like a
documentary.
misleading title
the
then.
comments are going off. Let's do this.
Wow.
Thursday night, round 12. That means we're officially halfway through the regular season once the end of this round ends. And then Bystad, you know what I mean? It's Marnie and Bro and Beck. No filler. Bounce. That. What is it? Pill. And then we sort of just sit
Yeah,
here
no,
and sit in
go on
silence. That's how we do it. Welcome to the Footy with Marns. Hey, Marns.
Hey, Broden.
Oh, that was good. Was that
Thanks.
your deep voice?
Yeah.
It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
Oh, lovely for me to be here with you. Beck, how are you, mate?
I'm doing well.
Lovely to see you. You made me a Demons Taylor Swift bracelet, and I really appreciate it.
And it's imbued with friendship and demons. So hell, I guess.
No, I appreciate it. Tom's making an album in Sydney.
I'm not doing that.
So he sends his best. I think he's in the chat.
I haven't seen him for ages.
He moved into a hotel near the airport.
Okay.
Because we talked about how we like to stay near the airport, and he went in there, and then it was unlivable.
Oh,
And so he moved hotel.
that's good. I was worried the story would be it was unlivable. He's still there.
Yeah.
So he's moved, and I would never dox him because he's not there anymore.
Oh, there was a moment there where I was like, oh, you're going to send all the Footy fans down to...
Let's go down and teach him a thing or two about thinking Jordan Dawson shouldn't have got traded. That's what they would do, isn't
They
it?
would
The
do
Sydney,
that.
You Sydney people are out of control.
Oh.
Or they might bring him an egg.
Why would they bring him an egg?
You liked eating eggs for a while
yeah,
there. Yeah, no, I like eating eggs.
Room temperature only.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a big week in footy. And no, don't dox yourself, Tom. Tom's doxing himself in the
No!
Don't say I'm not saying it on air. Now, Mans, you
Yeah.
are a football journalist
Yes.
and a sports journalist, and it's been a big week in sport. Firstly, I want to know how was all the football games last week, as in international football.
Yeah, the Global Football Week. It was, it went by so quickly. And I know that I was like, because I worked every single day that week and it was like pretty chaotic because like the Tottenham game like ended really late and then there was something on every day because I had the open trainings, I had the brunch, I had the like Postecoglou lunch, which I had about 2 women in the room. And then like the actual Arsenal games. And because I was on the live blog for both like the A-League All-Stars games, it went like this. And I was a little bit disappointed just in myself because I was like, no, I can still enjoy it while working it. No, I was just in full work mode and I don't have any fan memories in my head.
Which game do you think had the best vibe?
Arsenal, for sure. Because they chanted the entire time. Even at the open training, they just chanted the non-stop. Marvel. And it was like, and also the teams loved each other. Like as soon as the game ended, they all swapped Guernseys. Like they all swapped. And it honestly just felt like they were all just like mates having a run around, which also like it was a professional game still, but it was like vibes were high.
Most importantly though, the Marvel game had the roof open.
Yeah.
And it was cold and you are against the roof being open.
Okay.
Now.
I just wasn't prepared. If they had told me ahead of time, if I got an email specifically telling me that the roof was going to be open, I would have had much better time. No, I was sitting in the press box with like my big puffer jacket on. I think I was being a little bit dramatic, but
it was a bit cold. It was a bit cold. Listen.
It looked stunning.
It feels Hong Kong-esque. At a night game at Marvel, with the wind, with the roof out and the towers and all the colour, it's Hong Kong-esque.
Lots of seagulls.
Oh yeah, that is an issue. But then, and they don't have the MCG Eagles and Hawks. Do you know about these?
What? Oh yeah.
At the MCG, there is, to get rid of seagulls, they've tried everything because if you're watching a game at the MCG, as the fourth quarter happens, just hordes of seagulls come in for dem chips. And why wouldn't you? And so what they have done is not only put some string across to kind of, because seagulls hate string. They're like, oh, they do that.
That is every seagull I know.
Love chips, hate string.
Yes.
That's their bio.
Yeah, love pretending they got one leg to get a chip. Is that true, by the way?
Maybe. Well, yeah, because it would be learned behaviour.
Yeah, learned behaviour. But they also have, you'll hear it occasionally at a quiet game at the MCG, just hawk sounds will start playing and they're like...
So like if Melbourne-Richmond were to play and there were no fans there, you could probably hear the hawks.
Yes. And then all the seagulls go, shit, and they take off. But then also on the top of the southern stand is a fake hawk on string that just sort of flies around a bit.
That was me before doing this. I was being the fake hawk. I thought that was clear.
But it kind of works sometimes, and I believe they're getting smarter though.
They would be, yeah, because learned behaviour. They'd be like, oh, that's not real. Yeah. And then they would tell each other.
And Marvel doesn't have that infrastructure.
No, and the whole ground was just full of birds.
Birds.
Birds. A lot of birds. Catley is a bit scared of birds, actually. Fun fact.
Steph Catley.
Yes. Melbourne girl, goes to St Kilda, likes to drink a magic.
Small Catley. Coffee, scared of birds.
Yes, small coffee, scared of birds.
I've
Steph
always
Catley.
said that. If you drink a small coffee, then you're scared of winged creatures.
Yeah.
But does that mean if you have a large coffee, you're less scared of birds?
Oh, well, checks out.
And that I extend that question to be, dinosaurs had feathers, and their closest ancestor is the bird.
Yes.
And the crocodile.
Of course. What about a cockroach? Because they're still around. They were back from dinosaur era.
Cockroach ain't dinosaur, is it?
I don't know. I just know they were around at the same time.
Would you be scared of a... I don't know where I'm going with this, but how good's footy?
Pretty good.
It was a good game of footy last. How'd you go with your tipping?
Oh my God, good. I was the best tipper at the age last week. That's the first time this season that's happened.
How many? 7 or 8 or?
8, because I tipped Geelong.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You tipped.
I'm now equal with Caro, I think.
But you got Carlton right, did you say?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And I tipped Hawthorn. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I tipped Hawthorn too.
Good,
I felt really, really smart about that. Brisbane, it looks like their season may well and truly be over.
Yeah, my cousin who listens to this podcast, so hi Britt, she sent me a message today saying stick a fork in Brisbane, they're done.
Stick a fork in them.
Yeah.
As in the state, stick a fork in it?
Like, because you would be like, you know, when you're like, oh, stick a fork in it, it's done.
Yeah.
Stick a fork in Brizzy.
That's a bummer. Have we got some news to talk about?
No.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Okay, do you want to go? Okay,
thanks for being with us. I will say, let's talk. Let's hit that. It's time for Marnie's news. We got to talk about your password.
My password?
What?
Please don't announce my password.
We got to very quickly talk about your password on your laptop.
Okay.
I just watched
My face just dropped.
Marnie's password. I was just like, all right, I'll get in my laptop, and then wrote a fucking essay. It was like 900 words.
Yeah, at the age our laptops, they have to have like 11 or something word passwords.
That's insane.
That's so
So I
funny.
just like doubled the password that I already have, and it's very
It was the
long.
best of times. It was the worst of times. That's very interesting to me. Lots of news. Can we start on the umpire rule thing?
Yes. Okay. So for context, I'm sure everyone now knows
Get this shit. Get this.
Oh my God.
We're going to talk about this. I'm going to bloat and explodin'.
Okay, you can do a bloat and explodin'.
Yeah, but let's get into it.
Okay, so just like top level, the AFL has ordered umpires to tighten the reasonable time they give players to release the ball, and that's all in a bid to end the confusion over holding the ball rule, because I think that a lot of times this season we've seen the holding the ball rule not be called. And so this has come as an in-season directive, which is a very rare thing to happen, to changing the rules where the AFL has told clubs that players were challenging the definition of reasonable time. So umpires have now been directed to adjust by blowing the whistle quicker when players are tackled.
Okay.
Did I explain that all right?
You did very, very good
Okay.
job. All I want to say is, are we the only sport in the world where the poor umpires regularly, who are doing their best, these umpires who already have to interpret stuff, they have to have like, my opinion is I saw you do this and thus that's my opinion, and having the rules change constantly. Is this the only major professional league in the world where they change the rules on them every week?
I'm going to say yes. I'm definitely going to say yes to that.
It's happened regularly. So I remember when Brad Scott was the head of football, when it came in, dissent is the rule. And if you even lift your arms, that's a 50-meter penalty.
Yep.
And it was and everyone across the board unanimously said this is insanity.
Yes.
And he doubled down and said, we are not changing it because we respect umpires. We back in umpires. And so for weeks and weeks, if people lifted their arms, let's go 50. And that the umpires had to do that. And if they didn't, then that would be marked as bad umpiring and they would be ranked out or whatever.
Yeah.
They got about 8 weeks in and they went, oh, we've got to stop. This is insane.
Yeah.
And they stopped that. And then Brad Scott left and became coach. Now, but like, it actually boggles the mind how often with this sport people say that nothing's going to change. They'll come in and say, this is going to be a season where we don't change anything. What's set now is set. But year after year, they just they just change it.
Yeah.
Why? It's so amateur.
Yeah, yeah. And it must be so frustrating to be one of these umpires, especially because like it's like ruthless to be an umpire. Like every single thing that they do gets scrutinized. Like they've got like coaches to every specific like zone of umpiring that they do, and like they get looked at before games and after games, and like they have to go into meetings like as players do. Like everything is scrutinized to a T with umpiring. It must be so frustrating.
And shout out Stephen McBurney, who is in the job of chief of umpiring maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Dwayne, when he was on, my best friend Dwayne Russell, when he was co-hosting the other week, he said that he had him in recently and they were talking through the rules. He's freshly in the job. I think it was Monday or Tuesday this week that he came in and said, we're not changing the rules. This is the rules. And then someone above him has made him look so stupid and undercut him. Yeah. Someone who you've brought in to be the face, this poor guy who's been brought in to be the face of the umpiring has now just looked completely undercut and completely micromanaged. Yeah. So why would he stick around? Yeah. What's his benefit? Yeah. It's so bad. And we're just about to watch this weekend one of the most confusing and frustrating weekends of football you will ever see. Yeah. Because now, what constitutes a free kick now? Are we across this? Is it going to be if you turn around once, it's a free kick?
No.
Or it's just a bit more, you can't hold it as long as you are holding it?
Yeah, it's literally just like reduce the time. So blow the whistle faster.
It's insane.
Yes.
What The sign fell.
The sign fell.
Seinfeld, what does it mean?
That means
The rule's bad?
Boom, 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 boom. Means the rule. It means that what I just said.
The rule's going to be out of here real soon.
It means what I just said is either going to happen or it's not going to happen.
It's going to be one of those options.
Whoa, you're like...
I'm John Edwards.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That tells me that something's going to happen.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we needed to talk about that.
Yeah.
I've done my nut on that.
Well, how do you feel about how the holding the ballroom? Oh my goodness,
Welcome to the holding the ballroom. Hold this ball. Welcome to the holding the ballroom. There you go. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
I'll
See you
I'll be back in
later.
5 minutes. If I come back in and it's on a chair or something, I'll lose it.
It's actually really comforting to just hold a ball.
Yeah. That's how Harley Reid feels on the
I'm
field.
like Harley Reid. How do you feel about the way the holding the ball rule has been adjudicated this
I
season?
think Damien Hardwick said it or maybe after the Carlton game, he said something along the lines of, we had 130 tackles and 5 or so holding the balls were called, and that's wrong. It's completely holding the ball is a great part of AFL and a really good part of it, and they just removed it.
Yeah,
and it's definitely rewarded teams who hold the ball, to put it simply, and it's
hold the ball,
and it's punished teams who tackle. And
I hate that. I love a good tackle. I remember there was some pundit, I don't know who it was, but they were like, no one ever cheers a tackle. Like a tackle is just not something, like a part of the game that fans like. And I was like, excuse me. So tackles are better than goals sometimes.
They are. A great chase down.
I miss Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody tackle.
Good tackler.
Like a good chase down tackle.
That man's center of gravity was about 1 foot off the ground. He's like from Arrested Development. You remember Egg?
Yeah.
What was her name? Egg.
Anne.
Anne.
Egg. Remember Egg?
Sometimes she would eat eggs, and it was the whole thing. But then she had a low center of gravity, and she could push over Joe. Best show ever. I can't. Part of me is like, what a disgrace this is going to be, and part of me is like, just so excited to see it all go up in flames.
I mean, like, and I do get like players being like, well, you don't want to stop games, like you just want to keep games in motion. But I love a holding the ball being called.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely. We're going to see it called more like Thursday. Who's playing tomorrow? Who's tomorrow night?
Isn't it Carlton Port?
Yeah, so it's going to be 2 guinea pigs tomorrow night, and it's just going to go, and then it'll correct on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. It's going to be. We got to stop doing
chaos.
It. When Steve Hocking was in charge, he said something very clearly along the lines of, "We're not changing rules anymore. This is a new generation of it not happening." And he went, "I got more money. I'm leaving." And so then that stopped happening. And now Laura Kane's in charge. Laura Kane can't have it under her watch. She's put on record that she wants to be the CEO eventually, or she'd love to be the CEO, and she has so far. Has all the makings of a genuinely great CEO.
Sure.
But you can't have this keep happening.
Yeah.
Because this is how it starts to erode. Trust
so
starts
I just
to erode.
don't want like the conversation every single round to be about umpires.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
But I don't think anyone can say that umpires, if you think they're doing a bad job, no one can say they've had a fair go at it. No one in any job in the world could do a good job if they're constantly, today, when someone brings in a coffee, now you have to throw it in their face. But that's just, we just decided that because we were getting bad feedback from another thing.
And I do feel bad that like you just never hear, oh, that game was well umpired.
Yeah, you never hear it, do you?
And it is like a performance. They are in the industry of performance and they never get told good job by the fans.
Yeah, it's true. Remember that little boy used to dress up and cheer for them? That was nice. No. There was a little boy. I don't know.
Should we go cheer for the umpires one game?
There's a part of me that wants to go dress as umpires, come with like big, just I guess what colour pom-poms?
Yeah, green. Greenish.
Yeah.
I was at the footy last weekend. I was behind a guy. Carlton didn't think they were being umpired fairly, despite the fact they're plus 900 this year. And he yelled out, "You white maggot!" And I was like, "Well, where do I start? They're green." And that's the end of it. And that's where I end it.
It would be really funny if they were sponsored by Specsavers. And
they were for a while, or OPSM.
They should be, yeah. It's very funny.
Bailey Nelson is the classy one, I think, and I think they should sponsor us.
Okay, I could do with some new glasses.
Maybe we'd see the football.
We would watch the football better.
Yeah, I think Bailey Nelson hit us up for some glasses.
Yeah.
I don't need glasses, but I do want them.
Everyone thinks they don't need glasses, and then they go, and then some optometrist is like, "Oh yeah, you're blind."
No, I keep going. because I keep thinking my face would look better with glasses, and the optometrist every time's like perfect vision. I'm like, fuck.
You're not welcome here.
Get out.
I told you. I already told you. All right. What else is in that's one article, but that's the one I was obsessed with all day today.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
I wanted to point out some other times that the AFL has changed the rules halfway through the year. The dissent one was one. The other one that came back as feedback a lot was when they that during COVID year went, we don't need a W grand final, just end it.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I know. It's still so frustrating. And it's really frustrating because like the amount of times that things happen in men's footy, and I'm like, it's rightful that fans are annoyed about this thing. But if you compare it to what goes on in W, and it happens with stuff like that, like even that year, just being like, at least you got to play a grand final. Like they just cut the season.
Fremantle that
Just cut
year
it.
were having the best W team year ever, I think.
Yeah, they were. They were
That
on
was
track.
their year, and then they dropped off.
Imagine it being their first flag being awarded.
Yeah. Yeah. And they've dropped off. It's going to be 1 in 18 chance now, but where at that time it was 1 in 10-ish, I think.
Yeah.
At that same thing in the NBL, they were in the playoffs and they were at game 3 and it was between Perth and Sydney Kings. And Perth were up 2-1 in the COVID year and they just went, oh, you can win it. And Sydney's like, what the fuck?
Genuinely, that is mad.
I mean, that's how I
is
got a
mad.
basketball trophy.
Oh, that's nice. Well done.
I don't know why they cut the season early, but I did get a basketball
Well,
trophy.
yeah, Beck was 8 in COVID year.
I was able to
I mean,
I didn't tell you.
checks out.
Sorry, I played for the NBL. Did I not tell you?
Yeah,
That was what I was talking
You
about.
played for the Sydney. You're Andrew Bogut.
I'm so sorry.
I will say that it is the mid-season draft tonight for us, but it will have happened by the time the people are listening to
I'm
this.
so revved. Do we know what time it starts?
Oh, it usually starts around 7.
I love a draft.
Do you?
I love a draft.
The vibes are so high. I do love seeing kids' dreams come true. Like, that's nice.
Yeah, I see that every time I perform.
Optimism is lovely.
When I perform comedy, I'm like, yes, this is what I want. No, it's
Also, I have to say, at the start of this year, I was like one of my favorite mature age recruits ever has been Massimo D'Ambrosio.
Oh yeah,
And then he went to Hawthorn. I know, but then after he went to Hawthorn, now he's playing really well. And these two are like, oh, he's a really good player. I was like, I talked about him months ago.
I don't recall that.
Yeah, because he played for Essendon, but he couldn't get a game.
So the SEN, the home of sport, said that, radio on AM and during Dwayne's hours, it's the home of sport. The top 10 draft picks for mid-season, John Newcomb number 1, which I 100% agree with. Cannot believe he's a mid-season picker.
Yeah.
Marlion Pickett, who played in a grand final, first game.
Got a goal.
First game was a grand final.
That would be amazing.
That was-
Yeah.
What a feeling.
He won,
That'd
they
be
won.
too overwhelming, actually. I don't know if I could handle that.
I think I'd do it and they'd be like, I'm done now. That's
yeah. My life's never getting better than that.
all right, bye. See you later.
See ya.
John Noble from Collingwood.
Oh, yeah.
Durham from Essendon.
Cool. He's one of our best players. He's one of Essendon's best players.
Jordan Boyd from Carlton, our boy, was a mid-season draft.
I know that, actually.
Gardner, D'Ambrosia, Snelling. So it's a wonderful introduction to the last few years of it.
Yeah.
And Melbourne's got one this week. So I'm going to go off. I love a draft. I love a draft.
There you go.
Yes. Okay. So that'll be on tonight. I'm going to probably watch that. Now, you did an article today that I wanted to talk about that went up today. Is that right? Or yesterday?
It went up today, yeah.
And you've spent 2 weeks on a very good article.
Thank you. Which feels like an eternity in journalism. I genuinely feel like I've been sitting on this piece for so long.
How long did you write it? How long did you start writing it last week, or did you start doing interviews last week?
Yeah. So the piece. Okay. So there's a study that's come out of Swinburne called the Free to Exist report, and that has surveyed more than 500 people, and what they found is that more than half of LGBTQIA plus young people in community sport have witnessed some form of homophobia, biphobia, or transphobia, and 40% have reported firsthand experience of that, which is obviously an incredibly high amount, but more than 75% of young gay men have witnessed homophobia and more than 60% have experienced it firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, what I found really heartbreaking was listening to, at the launch of this, Dr. Ryan Storr, who did the thing, he said, well, what you're saying is like if a young gay man comes to me and says like I want to play community sport, they have a 3 in 4 chance of witnessing homophobia and a 60% chance of experiencing it. Like, why would you do that? Why would you put yourself in the line of eye like that?
Feels like it's the first year that we've started to take the data as well.
Yes. So this is the first time that, a big report like this has been done. And so I looked at those figures and then I went and spoke to a bunch of people anonymously at community sports, so like football clubs, like Aussie Rules clubs, netball clubs, soccer clubs, just to find out what they made of all of this data and research, especially when it comes to young gay and bi men. And I spoke anonymously because you never want to accidentally out someone, and even by mentioning a club, then you have neighboring clubs be like, well, who is it?
Yep.
But the amount, like almost every club said, oh yeah, we have like gay or bi players, but like there's like, we do not let that know. Like they're super safe within our club.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like we would never want anyone to know about that.
It's partly shocking, partly not surprising, partly sad, but also kind of good that it's starting to be looked at in a thoughtful way. And there's articles like this and there's data that can actually move it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought was really interesting is like one of the biggest also arguments around like tackling this is like, well, when you're talking about community clubs, like resources are already super skint. Like they don't have a lot of money and resources. And like also, how do you tackle something like this? Like they're also kind of out on their own for this. But Storr, the researcher, he was like, well, it needs to be intersectional. So you've got to tackle like racism, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, all of it together. And I did find this really interesting because I did speak to like one male Aussie Rules football player and I was like, well, what's a homophobia like at like in seniors? And he was like, the misogyny far outweighs the homophobia. Far outweighs it.
How?
Like the most of the language that they call each other is bitch, like on a football. Like the biggest sledge is bitch or pussy. And that would like, you would hear that like just like as part of the vernacular, like every single game. Like you would just hear that. And Storr said that like he had a cricketer who played at like a pretty high level say to him like who was gay, being like, I'm not out and I've never heard and no one's ever said anything homophobic to me, but the way that I hear my teammates talk about women, I know that it is not safe for me to come out. Yeah. So it's like you've got to tackle all this stuff together.
Yes.
Anyway.
Well said. It's something with the amount of times this year we've seen in the AFL where the slurs have started to be reprimanded. Felt like COVID testing in a place where there's no COVID testing, where it's like, oh, we've got no COVID here in Bali. And then you do one test and go, oh, okay. Now that we've started to do the tests, we're starting to catch all of the and so that's well go to a Woolworths or something and get the age.
Yeah, it will be out today in the paper. So yeah.
Yes, it doesn't have to be Woolworths.
I didn't know where that was going. I thought you were like, go get some
Tim Tams to make yourself feel better about the state of the world.
I was like, how do you fix misogyny at Woolworths?
Well, I'll show with an everyday rewards card. No, wonderful article, Marns.
Thank you. Collingwood's injury crisis has gotten pretty bad.
They are cooked.
So Pendles is out. Jordan De Goey is out. Mason Cox is out. And Joe Richards, who had he just came in and he was having a good run, but he's now broken a bone in his foot.
Yeah, a couple of good ins as well. They got Howe back in and others.
Oh hell! How did he get back in?
How did he get back in? Nick Dacos. Tom ignorantly said that that Nick Dacos plays off halfback. The gall. I was worried that Collingwood fans weren't listening anymore.
Oh,
but they were. They were. Dear Broden, can you tell Tom to go?
And I would never say something like that.
No, you would never.
No,
you know when Nick Dacos plays.
Yes.
Never count Collingwood out.
Yeah.
They can have.
You're doing something here.
They're doing something here. No, I am doing something here. They're going to win. I'm doing something here. Now, no, that's a bummer. Any other news?
That's the main stuff. I mean, like, a lot's happening in other sports, but I don't think we have to. The Olympics is going to be here before you know it.
I'm so excited for the Olympics. I'm going to watch them.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to work them. But
you'll be working, I'll be watching. Yeah. And I'll be reading your work.
That sounds good.
I'll be watching your work.
Okay.
From afar.
Okay.
I met Steve Hooker the other day.
How'd that go?
Very good. He liked Pud. And
is he very fast?
Steve Hooker. No, not Steve Hooker. Yeah, Steve Hooker. Remember, he was the one who did the pole and the.
Oh, I'm mixing him up with another Steve.
He won gold in.
I'm mixing up with Steve Monaghetti.
Yeah, Monaghetti. Run far from Ballarat.
He go far. Yeah, no, that's all right.
Monaghetti. Steve Hooker. The pole vault. Red hair.
Yes.
Lean fellow.
No, I'm back now.
And he was at he won gold in 2010, I think, or in Beijing 2008, I think 28. Yeah. Anyway. He was talking me through all of our chances in the track and field.
Ooh. Oh my God, yeah, athletics is so exciting. Keep going.
There's a big chunk boy who's going to throw the shot put very far.
Cool.
Don't remember his name. He's a big chunk boy.
Great.
There's a lady who is going to compete in where you jump over with your back, high jump, with the longest legs and arms I've ever seen.
Nina? Are you talking about Nina?
Yeah, maybe.
Nina, what's her name?
Pasadena. No, the high jump, and she's in with a really good chance of being a gold for us on the track and field.
Yeah, Nina Kennedy.
Oh my God, the arms and legs just looks like insane. I'm very excited for them. The boomers, of course, the opals. Oh my God, it's getting closer.
Oh, the Tealy's going to do it?
No, but they'll do well. They'll do us proud.
Well, they just better get out of the group.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we want. Awesome. There's breaking news about something happening, I think, about Alistair Clarkson. But I'm just going to get the news hound on this as where Marns is looking up news as it's breaking. I feel like I'm doing a 9/11.
I worried.
We're just getting word.
I worried for a second that I was the news hound, and I was just looking at YouTube.
Alistair Clarkson is under AFL investigation for verbally abusing umpires. The alleged
Clarkson loves a chat, doesn't he?
Happened off the bench during round 11, and it's reported in the AFL by one Sophie Welsh, who is my best friend.
Well, that's a good report from your friend.
Yeah. So it is reported, it is alleged to have happened in Saturday's 59-point loss to Port Adelaide.
He loves a yell. He loves to yell and say stuff. You can't talk about that.
I mean, he's already been,
he's been fined
this
20,000
season for
an inappropriate outburst.
Yep. Alleged homophobic inappropriate outburst.
He was slapped with a 2-game ban. Anyway, we can't really add anything funny to that, can we?
We can't really. There's nothing really to add other than done it again.
That was like when Cheese TV got interrupted with the 9/11 breaking news.
Yeah, well, it didn't get interrupted because it happened at night, Beck, but, I know what you mean.
It was interrupted for me.
Really?
I just mean I wanted to watch Cheese TV.
I remember it.
The great thing about this is I can edit this out.
Oh, yeah, but not live. Not when you're going on live on YouTube.
But I don't want to undo how horrible that would be for umpires.
No.
The alleged stuff.
This week.
Yeah.
Of all weeks.
Yeah.
You were just all standing up.
They are trying their hardest and they're doing their jobs.
Firstly, the one he's talking to the reserves on the sideline.
Yeah. Yep.
2, they're in Tassie. 3, he keeps doing it. Chill out, man.
Also, AFLW fixture is expected to drop this Friday, and I can't say anything until it's dropped for sure, but what is being reported is a Dreamtime game in the NT, which is very, very cool, between Essendon and Richmond, especially because the amount of... I really want to go. I really, really, really want to go. In the NT, the percentage of all registered players, 40% are women and girls. The national average is 19.
That's 21% more.
That's huge. And so that's very cool.
So that strengthens the argument for that territory and city having a team.
Yeah, it does.
Because even if it doesn't have in the long term, it doesn't have the advance in the men's, if it became a powerhouse women's side.
That would be cool. That would be so sick.
Also, NT is a great place to play footy because I feel like when I went there, the air is a different type of hot. I think it's a different type of challenge on people. Sticky hot. I'd love to see a sticky hot game.
Yeah, I was talking to a player today and they were like, it's good that the game will not be in the middle of wet season, although I guess it's always wet season because of the humidity.
Yeah, put a roof on it.
That is correct.
If you like it, then you got to put a roof on it.
But what about Marvel?
Marvel needs the roof open.
What about Carlton season? That's got a lid put back on it if you ask me.
There you go. Yeah, but my boy Elijah Hollins and Joe Koski's best friend, he's a great guy.
And also, they'll have 4 games in 3 weeks, including some midweek games, which coincides in school holidays, including Tuesday night game in Frankston and Wednesday night games.
Oh.
Because if we thought a 5 p.m. game in Frankston on a Friday was bad, we've been rewarded with a Tuesday Frankston game.
Now, Beck, you're from Frankston.
Hello.
Do you think there should be more football in Frankston?
Yes, because then I can go see my family and can go see football. That sounds lovely.
Would it be St Kilda playing in Franga?
Hawthorn's home ground is Frankston.
Hawthorn's home ground.
And it's actually like vibes.
It is
But
vibes.
you just have to make it at a time that people can go.
You can go down to Sophia's. Oh, that might be closed now.
No, Frankston is not a vibe.
What?
Football in Frankston is a vibe.
Excuse me?
Okay, fine, go.
No, Frankston is a vibe. Might not be a good one, but it's a vibe and I love it.
My first job out of uni was at an acting school was touring kids' educational theatre around Australia, and we were based out of I had to live on this property in Langwarrin. I played Quasimodo, and I had to get on a bus every day and drive around and then do songs as Quasimodo. I used to sing Somebody I Used to Know by Gautier as Quasimodo.
This sounds like a nightmare, Broden, that you had. It doesn't sound real.
It was a living nightmare. And so it was a sad part. I didn't get any laughs either. It was hard. And then I also played Beast in Beauty and Beast.
Oh.
And as Beast, I sung Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison.
Fair enough.
And
The go-to choice.
yeah,
Totally.
I believe maybe Gangnam Style was in there.
I mean, I would imagine it would be.
But it was all in Franga, so I have not the best memories. I was never a punched up or anything. I was just doing kids' theatre.
At the Performing Arts Centre sort of bit near there.
Oh, primary schools. 9 a.m. at primary schools. But then also with another thing, I did cyberbully shows. So I'd show up at schools and dressed as in school uniform, be like, "Hey, dudes, if you take a picture of your personal areas and send it, is that bullying? Yeah, hit it." And then I press play on the CD player. It isn't cool to be a cyberbully. You got to be cool if you're a cyberbully. And then I get in my car and look at myself in the rearview mirror and go, I need to figure out this comedy thing.
I think we found the halftime show.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Yeah, anyway, so Frankston in my... I never want to go back there. Yes, okay. Well, that's a great news segment. Shall we get into a little segment I like to call Tapping?
Tapping?
Fuck, tipping.
Tipping.
That was good. No, I like that. That was great. It's going.
Tipping.
Just skateboard shops and such. Yeah,
I think it's still is it BMX?
yeah sorry, you
Tipping.
are correct, yeah.
I don't know myself. This is just me checking. What's a bicycle?
Yeah. If this show was about bootmen, it would be the tapping round, but it's not. So here we are. We start Thursday night tonight, folks. Thursday the 30th of May, and we start that on Ghana Country, Adelaide Oval. It's a beautiful oval. If you're sitting on the
Adelaide.
south side, you see the flight path as the planes come in. They're just there. It really, really knocks it out of the park. And Dwayno, my best friend, and I talked about it the other week. He started to talk about abattoirs, though, so we didn't really get onto it. But I love Adelaide, despite what that asshole Tom says about it. Port versus Carlton. Surprisingly, 72% of people are tipping Port.
Yeah, I'm also, I'm not overly surprised. I think Carlton's one of the ones where it's just like you're either like right on them or you're right off them.
And I'm right on them. I'm going the Blues.
Yeah.
Who are you going?
I'm going to go Port just because it feels fitty-fitty to me and it's in Adelaide.
I keep forgetting they're third.
Port are a really good side. They just can give up games too easily.
Butters, Rosie, and other ones too.
And like the game that they beat Hawthorn, I mean, they shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
It was so exciting and I'm so glad they did. It was genuinely such a thrilling game, but it's like Hawthorn lost that game. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. That was a crazy game. I was sitting here going, oh, well, I shouldn't have talked about Hawthorn winning so much in this pre-recorded podcast, is what I thought.
That's very fair.
I'm going Blues. Who are you going,
I'm going
Beck?
Port.
You're going Port, Beck,
Yeah.
Marns?
Yeah.
I think I'm also going Blues.
Good on you.
Yeah.
You want to start a tipping thing?
Now I am, just for this round.
Because you don't want to feel
And then I'm
blue.
out. I'm going to see how I do this one, and I'm out.
Okay.
Rosie is out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like he's obviously very, very good and he'll be a massive
Rioli is
loss,
out.
But I think that's okay.
Dixon and Yvonne Soldo back in. Well, okay. And then Friday night, Collingwood Doggies. Pretty straightforward tipping, you would think. However, Bulldogs are very, very, very underrated.
I agree.
And Collingwood at the moment are injury prone. But you are silly if you tip against Collingwood, I think.
I think so. I think Collingwood's back on their annoying, like they just know how to win games. And they're just doing it. They're just winning all the games.
The news stories, the whole thing is Collingwood have no players left. I'm tipping Dogs.
What?
I'm tipping Dogs.
But I thought you were doing a thing.
Well, I'm off the thing.
What?
I just feel like this is a moment for Bevo's boys. And Rory Lobb, even though he's not playing or he is playing, is he back in? We'll find out tonight.
We'll find out, yeah.
Rory Lobb has famously or quietly said that he wants to go to a fourth team next year.
Pretty funny, yeah. His partner makes very funny TikToks.
Yeah, and they're about how he doesn't play and stuff.
Yeah, like literally it'll be like when your boyfriend's playing AFL. JK, okay, I'm doing that no justice. She does it very funny.
Talk through the visuals. Narrate the TikTok, Marnie.
I love describing. I always do that.
So today I went to an op shop. Does anyone know
Tom
that?
It's a kid and he's doing some sort of dance. And okay, I'm Doggies. You would have gone Pies then.
I did go Pies.
By your reaction.
Hot Pies.
Is it like anti-Tom to say Collingwood?
No, Tom's
Tom's
okay about Pies.
No, I think Dogs could get it done. My reaction was because that's the first time you've tipped against Collingwood all season.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing something here.
That's why I feel like I should do something. I think you're not doing something. I should do something here and I should Collingwood.
Well,
okay.
Fair enough. And Tom in the chat is saying he's going easy 80-point win by the Dogs, which makes me feel bad about my tip. Saturday at 1:45 at the MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, the home of the Australian Football League, in my opinion, is Hawthorn, who are back in a big way, going against the Crows, who are also back in a big way.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be really good.
They taught those damn West Coast Eagle bullies a lesson.
That was exciting.
It deeply upset me.
Yeah, I bet it did. Why? What happened the week before?
I broke my phone.
Oh.
But I think there's, Beck's in the chat.
I'm talking about Sophia's restaurant.
Yeah, it's a great restaurant, Sophia's.
Okay.
Cut this for the pod.
Crows
looked outstanding and and Hawthorn looked outstanding. Now we have to just go back to who would win in a crow or a hawk.
Oh my God, I don't even know how to pick that.
Hawk would win. Hawk is a raptor, a predator bird.
A hawk is like this and a crow is like, like a hawk is so much, like its wingspan is so much bigger than
and they
a
don't
crow.
fly. Like they don't flap. They just sit up in the air and just go, I'm waiting for
Can you do a hawk noise?
No.
Oh, can you do a crow noise?
That is good. They should play that.
Give me some more birds.
At the stadium.
Caw, caw, caw.
No. Okay.
What bird am I doing?
Caw.
Caw, caw, caw.
I don't know.
No, me neither. I was hoping you would tell me.
What's the bell bird?
Do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite good. Oh my God.
We've lost the plot.
Do a magpie.
Okay, I'll do a magpie just hanging out.
Okay.
It's one of my favourite things when I've been overseas for a while and I come back to Australia. Those things?
Yeah.
I like that.
Kookaburra.
Oh, that's a lot. Right.
You asked.
But that's good too.
Yeah.
Did you get trained in this in drama school?
No, I'm one with the earth.
Oh, okay.
Chicken.
See, that's an understated chicken
do a seagull.
Too.
Seagull. Is that? No. I don't. This is falling apart.
Anyway, I think
this
a
is the
hawk would
worst
win.
episode we've ever done.
I think a crow could win because crows can use tools. So a crow could use a knife.
Yeah. So the hawk shows up as a
Holy
predator.
fuck.
Yeah.
And the crow pulls out a fucking gun.
Wow.
I mastered weaponry.
So I'm tipping crows.
Okay.
Well, I was going hawks, but now with your gun argument,
Yeah.
it's pretty hard to beat. All right, I'm going to go hawks still.
I'm going hawks still too. Saturday, 4:30, the Twilighter. We got West Coast at Optus Stadium taking on St Kilda.
Give me West Coast.
Yeah, this is a great game actually.
I think these rounds are going to be really good.
Broden Kelly can't hurt you, the comments say. Broden Kelly.
That's quite funny.
West Coast looked atrocious last week, but Saints also looked atrocious.
I'm on West Coast. I just think they're fun and exciting. and St Kilda are doing what I thought they were going to do all season.
They have fallen apart a bit.
Yep.
There was chat this week I heard between Jared Waitley and David King about when Brett Ratton was fired. They said, we think our list is good. We think it's a coaching thing. And now they're saying it's a list thing.
Well, didn't Ross Lyon famously said, I'm going to cull 30% of this list when he took over?
But just the mandate or like the reason they said that they sacked Ratton was because they didn't like the coaching and they thought their list was good, and their list is not where it's
I
at.
understand. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
The goalposts have changed, and that would be a worry if I was a Saints fan.
Goalpost changing in the AFL landscape?
Yeah. They're taking a leaf from the front office's book. Good on them. I'm tipping Eagles because they would kill a supernatural angel.
Tom has sent me a YouTube clip of a bird.
Tom.
Do I play it?
Yeah, sure.
Play it. I'll cut it in. Tom, send it to me too.
Oh, that's caw. That's from Evolution.
Yeah.
That's how much I know movies. And did you recognize that
I knew
too?
that as well. Head and Shoulders.
So that's from it's from the film Evolution with David Duchovny.
Great.
And he just decided to send that.
That's the noise I was doing.
You're destroying the flow, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciated it.
I loved it.
And then 7:30 Saturday night at GMHBA Stadium, the home of the GWS Giants in Geelong. The Geelong Cats taking on Richmond. Poor old Richmond. I don't know what we can say.
I mean, they actually had a pretty good outfit against Essendon. They looked all right.
They did fine.
They did. Were you scared?
It's what I thought. Like, going into the game, I was like, I would not be surprised if Essendon dropped this one, especially when it's Dreamtime. Those marquee games are just they're just different. But that was like a good game to watch, I thought.
Richmond could show up, but I cannot see Geelong losing 5 in a row.
No.
Can Geelong win the flag, do you reckon, Marnie?
No.
No.
Oh.
They were 7 in a row and now they've lost 4 in a row.
Far out.
Brussels sprout. I do Essendon.
I don't know why I went very like my mum just then. Oh, far out. Oh,
Tip of the Cats.
no.
Sunday, 1 p.m. at Traeger Park, TIO, in the centre of Australia in Alice Springs. We have got the D's taking on Fremantle. We don't have a great track record there, and we're taking on Freo there.
But will it be wet?
No, please, no.
Well, then that is in your favour.
Yeah, that's completely pissed rain last year. It's the reason I'm a GWS member now. As I said, if GWS beat the D's, I'll become a member. And I had to fork out.
What, $5?
It was 90.
What?
And they ring me and stuff. I got a base membership. So I'm now a member of Tasmania, Melbourne, GWS, and Carlton. The Carlton one was against my will.
Who got it for you?
One of the reps from Carlton.
That's it. I was like, did Carlton buy that?
With a letter from Michael Voss.
Aww. Why aren't clubs gifting me memberships?
Yeah, well, you just got to be an asshole like me. And then I'm going to tip the 90% of people are tipping the D's to win.
Yeah, that's
Fremantle
interesting.
took Collingwood to the end.
Yeah, Freo are flaky.
It's a weird turnaround, and I don't feel confident or trustworthy in tipping the D's, and I know you probably didn't.
I did tip the D's.
Wow.
Well, I should just say Freo, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
So there's something different.
I'm tipping the D's because why not? Go the D's, I reckon. Can I just point out as well, when Dwayne the other week, I talked about Voltrek or Voltron, which is a laser tag place in Adelaide, and I just want to speak to all the beautiful Adelaide people who said I went there as a child too, including is it Vince Rugari?
Oh my God, I love Vince.
So we had a lovely chat about it and connected on our childhoods, which were essentially the same, but we never met.
Vince is great.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so good, Voltrek. Oh my God. It was like a big factory and you played laser tag in it. Oh my God, it was
There was one of those
take me back.
Frankston, but I guess you wouldn't care for it.
No, not at all. Now, Sunday, the last game of the week, this will blow your mind, Marnie.
Okay.
People First Stadium, which is the Gold Coast Stadium.
Yeah.
Gold Coast are taking on the Bombers. Second on the ladder, have lost how many? 2 games? 1 game.
1 game.
1 game. They've lost 1 game.
Is
the best they've looked in.
And they've got a draw.
And 2 draws.
No, 1 draw.
1 draw. My bad.
Collingwood would have had 2 draws.
I got 54%. The majority are tipping Gold Coast.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I would be. Oh, they've lost 2. Sorry, yeah, 1-8, lost 2, drawn 1. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. especially because it is rumoured that Essendon have the virus.
The virus?
The virus going through them. And they sound a bit groggy.
When you say the virus going through them, I'm thinking more of a diarrhea.
Could be. We don't know. No, it's the snotty, tired,
Put in the
fatiguey
comment
one.
what kind of virus you think the Bombers have. Is it respiratory tract? Is it tummy? Is it bottom stuff?
Now this is tipping I can get into. Where's this been for all the times I've been here? I reckon I could point.
This is a football podcast based around what sickness we think the players have. Is it their tummies? I'm going to tip Gold Coast, sorry, Marns, but purely just because I want them to win.
Yeah, but the storyline of Essendon on the up is just so fun.
I think, yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm having so much fun.
Do you know what I genuinely think, Marnie?
We're going to win the flag.
Yeah, I think this could be, you're the run, I think, why not? Your best player just came back this week.
Yeah, okay, but we haven't played any of the. We haven't played Melbourne. We haven't played Geelong. We haven't played any of the tough teams. We've played Collingwood. We drew with them.
Yeah, but
we play Carlton. Essendon play Carlton the week after, and I think that'll be a good test.
There's something to be said about momentum, and if you're lucky enough to have a run where you just build up win after win after win, and you find yourself in the position where you've got half a season left, and you do not leave again the state. All of a sudden, all these players are going to feel 20% better.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's nothing stopping you from building on that momentum unless the socials team don't come out and apologise for stealing my great pun.
Yes. I will say that Essendon beat West Coast by a goal. They scraped through against Richmond. It's not like they've dominated games. And I think consistency is better than having big blowout wins anyway. I mean, it's literally how Collingwood won the flag last season.
Who's the best teams they've played this year?
Port beat them by 70 points.
Port beat Essendon?
Yep.
Okay, that's a bad sign. I'm taking okay.
It
What
was
else?
70.
Who else did they?
69 points.
Who else did they beat? They haven't played the D's.
Swans. But they did all right against Swans. They lost by 20 something, I think.
They lost to the Swans.
They haven't played the D's.
They haven't played the Swans. They've played the Swans and they lost to them.
Yeah, so the teams that they've lost to are Port Adelaide by 70 and Swans by at the start of the season. Remember, it was when Peter Wright took out Harry Bunningham.
I'm not an expert, but when I hear that you've lost to better teams than you, it says to me you won't beat them in the grand final.
Yes,
and
potentially.
That's just maths in my head. You know, me working.
Oh, but finals is a completely different ball
time.
Game. Yeah.
Same ball game, but the rules will be different by then.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's actually true.
Well, that's all the tips this week. Did you know that there's only 7 games this week?
I did, because we've got a bunch of buys.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I could be very wrong, that this is our second last Thursday.
Oh, I love Thursday footy.
Vale Thursdays after next week.
What am I going to do on Thursday? Should we just hang out?
Well, I don't know.
Do we do trivia?
Do we keep doing this on Wednesdays is my question, or do we move it to Thursdays? Or I think we keep it Wednesday, but it's annoying. I'm annoyed by it.
Having to hang out with us on Wednesdays.
Any day, but no. Whether does it need to be closer to the footy? Will front bar move? Speaking of which, front bar tonight, or last night, go watch it.
Yeah.
Dwayne Russell's on.
Everyone's just stealing your stuff.
Funny you mention that. Yes, I am deciding the trends. I am like, what's her name in Devil Wears Prada? I'm Meryl Streep.
Yeah. Well, what's her name in The Devil Wears Prada?
I don't know.
No one. It's
Vogue
Meryl
editor.
Streep.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello. Just give me the Harry Potter book.
That is how you talk off the pod too.
Florals
That's all.
in spring. Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking. And you're Stanley Tucci.
Oh, okay.
And
I love that character.
You are, the friend when she gets the handbag. He's like, oh, wow.
Wow.
At the dinner.
That does feel like me, yeah.
Oh, no, actually.
And also I'm encouraged.
No, you're the mentalist.
Yes!
What's the Simon?
He seemed like he was really he didn't seem nice, but he seemed successful.
Yeah, that's you. You're friendly and then you turn for self-improvement.
I can't wait for that moment for me.
Okay, this has been weird, but a wonderful episode. Enjoy the footy this week. We'll catch you for more footy at same football time. Bounce that pill. But we should talk more about Devil Wears Prada. It's a classic. How do you feel about Anne Hathaway's character leaving or like they're breaking up with the boyfriend and then getting with Simon the mentalist. How do we feel about that? And then
I think the boyfriend was everyone always says the villain. Everyone in hindsight.
the boyfriend as in Entourage.
Everyone
if you
says
watch
in
it-
highnsight.
if you watch it, he's kind of a butthole.
Why?
And he's kind of going, stop doing your job.
Does he say that?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
'Cause I remember just getting stroppy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a very stroppy boy. But also, like, their
also
communication is bad.
I think
She's also unsupportive of him.
Absolutely. I don't think, but in that, you look at that relationship, you're like, maybe you shouldn't be together because the relationship isn't working.
It's clearly not working. Just don't be
Exactly.
together.
Is he a chef?
I believe he burnt something.
Yeah.
I have vague memories of burning.
So
Is he a
maybe not a chef then.
There's a chance they get back together at the end, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is also like, but don't give up your job just to be with the boy. And also, like, I'm kind of on Meryl Streep's side a little bit, being like, yeah, if you want to have a hard job in a hard industry, you can't just flounce around. And like,
No.
She's a monster. Like she's actively like being a monster.
yeah, but also just being like, so many people would kill for this job. Like, if you don't want it, like, you're not better than this job, actually.
I think it's that thing of that she's like the representative of toxic workplace culture, right?
Yeah.
And then Anne Hathaway comes in, she's like, oh, this seems, and then she starts to sort of sniff that pill of toxic workplace culture. Sniff that pill?
Yeah.
That's not how pills work.
I'm so sick of this. Can we
Oh,
do
no, what
something
happened?
about this?
What?
What?
This keeps happening.
What happened?
Oh, there's fake Marnies. Dude,
Meat.
Oh.
Literally, the amount of spam accounts that are being created is so frustrating.
rude.
there's nothing you can do about it apart
Does
from
it happen
claim
to
it.
you?
No, it happened. No, because I'm no.
But if do you
Constantly.
want to copy the URL of that and then tell people in the chat to mass report it because that's the way to get
That's a nice thing to do. If you can mass report this fake account, I mean, we're getting mass drop off the more we talk about Devil Wears Prada. But hey, I'm happy to lose them because I want to talk more about Devil Wears Prada because
It's a great film.
isn't it funny how she starts dressing what would be considered in 2024 quite nice and just starts to dress worse and worse.
Yeah.
And then people are like, you look incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, I feel like I'm being gaslit by this film. Or they're trying to just mass trick Anne Hathaway. I think Anne Hathaway is it's a gun actor.
Oh, she's
so
amazing.
good. And
Oh,
who's beside her in that? Who's the
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt?
Emily Blunt's a
Phenomenal.
fucking
I did
gun.
love because the idea of you, that new movie that's just come out with Anne Hathaway, and she's playing like a 40-something-year-old woman who falls in love with a younger man, like he's in his 20s. So it's like a flip of that. And when I was talking to my dad about it, he's like, oh, see, to me, Anne Hathaway's still an up-and-coming actress. I was like,
Yeah,
Dad,
you're 40.
Oh,
There's like, if you look at like a Tom Hardy or something, he's 40-something. You don't think of him as young.
He's 40-something.
I do not think of him as young. No, that's true.
Oh, I'd think of him as young.
Like a young guy.
Like Tom Holland, I think, is young.
No, but Tom Holland will be forever young like
He's a
Peter
baby
Pan.
boy. Yeah.
yeah.
How old do you think Tom Holland is?
7. I don't know.
Tom
I cannot-
Holland, like Spider-Man.
Sorry, Tom Hardy. Sorry, Tom
Oh,
Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
The aeroplane man in Dunkirk.
And Burn.
I reckon he's 38.
I'm going to go older. Just is he 42?
He is Tom. So he's a leading man, like a Mad Max, leading man
Yeah.
kind. Tom Hardy is 46.
Oh, my
That's
God.
hot.
That's great.
What was that?
I said that's hot.
That's hot.
46.
Yeah.
Great. That's great news.
Yeah. I Googled Phineas's age the other day and
Who's Phineas?
Phineas, who works with Billie Eilish, I was like,
Billie
that's-
Eilish's brother.
Billie Eilish is quite young. And I was like, that's okay. Phineas is the same age as me. He isn't.
How old is he?
I don't want to tell you.
Oh, it's going to make me
you
feel
sad.
disgusting, yeah.
It'll make you sad.
But there's like I was.
Wow.
I just feel ancient.
Oh, is he young?
He's 26.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucked. The Idols are this up and coming band that I really love. Idols. I was like, Idols are going to be young, and they're all like late 30s.
Oh, man. Oh, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
And hey, I'm 35.
Imagine still being in your 20s.
Yeah, you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm a little boy.
You're a little boy. Thank you so much, folks, for hanging around with us. It's lovely to be back.
I love not steering the ship anymore. Thank you.
Last week was Footy Classified. It had the vibes that George was bringing in hot takes about football and the Sharon and Zeta, and you were doing a Caro Gary Lyon 2011 thing. It was great. It was good vibes.
Okay.
But thank you so much. And thank you to the guys for being in last week. It was lovely to guest you on. And Marns, great. I thought you did a great thing of hosting. Can we reverse it one time?
Oh my God, can we?
Be fun.
That would be fun.
Yes, it would be fun. We will do that.
Okay.
And that's it for me too. Bye, chat.
Oh, Beck, it's
Oh my
Beck's
God,
last
don't
episode.
leave us.
Bye.
No.
Thank you. You'll be back.
I'll probably be back.
Please
to
be
help.
back.
Yeah.
Why don't you just come and hang
fill in.
out?
I mean, I'm around.
Yeah.
I'm in the walls.
Unless you have things to do with your life and you don't just want to sit and hang out with us.
I
but-
mean, I have been engaging more with the footy.
Yeah,
and now
come.
I'm
It's fun.
I love
Stay.
this pod. It's lovely.
They love you.
I love you too.
There's
Footy.
you've just seamlessly assimilated straight into the equilibrium.
Thank you for saying that.
I'm Morpheus
Everyone in the
now.
chat
the
is saying how
most
much they
normal
love you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, chat. That's very nice.
But wait, that's just Beck writing that.
What's going on
I'm just
here?
saying, it's just me. It's me and my dad.
We'll speak to you, everyone, soon. Lovely to see you all, and rock and roll. That's what I say. Bounce that pill again. Hooroo.